Hello, everyone. Long time no talk. So, can somebody in the chat tell me, does everything look okay? Does everything sound okay? Do I need to make any adjustments? Are we doing good? Are there any different music tracks you'd like to hear? Well, thank you for the welcome back to streaming. Like I said, it has been a very long time. Okay, cool. I've got a Scanline filter on right now, so we'll see how that works out. But okay, glad to hear it. Oh, we'll hear Waterworld when we get there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing. Start off on a fresh save file here. And let me know if the Scanline filter looks okay. I'm a little worried about how basically video streaming is going to work with that. And if it's not working out well, I can just turn it off. Oh, I remember the Josh War. That was fun. Well, thank you, thank you so much. El Ultimo TV Nada has super chatted MX50 and just said monkey. Indeed, it is monkey. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, I thought it might be fun, and I always plan to do this whenever I release an episode, and I often never really tend to get around to it. But I feel like there's kind of a lot to talk about with this one. I always plan to go back and do like a post-episode live stream and kind of talk over it and talk about the process of making the episode and, like, you know, answer questions and stuff like that. But like I said, there's a little something more to address with this one. Thank you, King of Cucumbers. Appreciate you. I'm getting a warning that the stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended, so is everything still okay? Ultimo TV Nada says monkey asterisk with another MX50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I wanted to shout out Cameron Regal, who said, judging by the number of letters, I assume the mystery character from the thumbnail is Kevin Nash. God, I wish. If you just broke this DK barrel and Kevin Nash came out, but let's be real, Rare could not have afforded him. Anyway, the actual elephant in the room is, of course, Kiddy Kong. So, when I made the, like... How do I even start off, like, talking about the process of making this episode? This main memory says it gets a little fuzzy when I move fast. Oh, I forgot I put in the Merry code, so in addition to everything else, it's Christmas! King Raikou, thank you so much, says, did you Thanos snap this game? No, I just Thanos snapped a character, but temporarily. And GMFFZZ, great, Green Fizz Tiger, I think, says, love binge watching your content, keep up the great work, have a great stream too. I appreciate it so much, thank you so much. Since I'm sort of flying solo this time, I think I'm going to, like, if I don't read your super chat immediately, don't worry, I will come back to it. And if I don't, like, see your question in the chat immediately, you know, I'm not going to be able to look at it, like, all the time. But I don't want to get sidetracked too much. So anyway, the sort of initial idea of making an episode like this sort of kind of goes back like a couple of years, really. I think it sort of happened on one day on a whim when I decided, okay, I'm gonna try playing DKC 3 again, but I'm just going to play it entirely without Kiddy Kong. Like, I'm going to avoid as many DK barrels as I can, and whenever I accidentally hit one, I'm just gonna lose him, like that. And it was, like, untethered from having to worry about him, And also, I think just kind of, like, being able to focus purely on, you know, like, always having, like, knowing I could only take one hit, but at least I was always playing as Dixie. I ended up enjoying the game, finding myself enjoying the game more. Not that it made, like, a huge difference, because like I said in the episode, I think my real problem with DKC3 was always just, or with my original video specifically about it, the problem was always just that ooh, this one's kind of hard. Yeah. That I came into it thinking, like, with this preconceived notion of what the video would be about, and then my experience playing it did not match that. So, by the way, I really appreciate you guys. I'm getting a lot of super chats. I will get to you, don't worry. So yeah, that got me to thinking, like, I actually found, like, this, comment I made in my Discord server about 2 years ago, and I did not know about this when until after the episode came out, but, like, it sort of has me saying a lot of the same things that I would end up saying in the episode, like, on my last playthrough of the game. Sort of talking about how I think the game gets a lot better after the first 2 worlds, and just sort of thinking, like, could I re-critique this? Should I go back and do it? And then, of course, what really pushed me over the edge there was seeing Transparency's video on it, which got the wheels turning again. And DKC3 came out on Nintendo Switch Online in, I think, about December of 2020, and over the next year I would, you know, play through it once again. And about the time that I got done doing that, and I actually did 105% it, which means that I had to play through it. Ooh, gotta avoid that. Which means I had to play through it with, it's like a tougher mode that removes most of the DK barrels and all of the continue barrels. Although, that being said, it wasn't that hard, because Nintendo Switch Online has rewinding if you really need it. So I appreciate everybody who was talking about how I went through the entire game without getting hit. But I probably didn't completely do that. Although, in this case, I'm playing on the original Wii Virtual Console for that sweet 240p. So I cannot rewind here. A little more authentic that way. But anyway, like, once I committed to making the video, the very first thing I did was actually, like, make the title screen, because I wanted to, like, I had the idea, and I wanted to make sure it was gonna be possible. And as I went along, like, I knew for a fact that I wanted to release it on April Fool's Day. I noticed some people didn't know that it was an April Fool's Day episode. But in line, like, my philosophy if I'm gonna do an April Fool's Day video is that I need to make something that's sort of that works as an April Fool's Day joke, but can also function as a video at any other time of year. I don't want it to just be a joke. Like, everything I said in that video is, of course, completely genuine. The only joke to it is that Kiddy Kong was completely eradicated from existence, and I decided very early on that the more effort I went to maintain that illusion, the better it would be. Or rather, let me put it like this, the funnier it would be to me. So, and I've gotten lots of great comments on the episode, but my absolute favorites, and like the biggest compliment that people have given me on that one, is that they watched the entire video and didn't notice what was missing. And that just, that lets me know that I did exactly what I set out to do, and I really appreciate that. But I'm gonna get caught up on some super chats now. Let's see here. And get caught up with the chat in general. Jed, thank you so much. Jed asks, will you cover Metroid Dread, or is it too soon after release? I will definitely cover Metroid Dread, but it is currently too soon after release. You know, I waited over 2 years on Samus Returns, so probably looking at least that amount of time out from Dread. This is because I want my videos to kind of be as evergreen as I can make them, so I don't want to get too caught up in, like, the close to release hype or the close to release discourse. I want them to function as at least somewhat of a look back on a game. Zippo, thank you so much, says, love the review, keep up the great work, Josh. Thank you so much. Rumo super chatted and said, what would you say to DC2 remake, a DKC2 remake with Kevin G doing the soundtrack while sampling gorilla grunts and sounds? Well, I don't know who Kevin G is, so I can't I can't attest to that. Also, how's married life treating you? Wonderful. My wife is right here.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm just kind of vibing in the background today.
She's playing Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. But I'll probably still chime in and interact every now and then.
And Ruma says they want to propose to their girlfriend sometime this year.
Aww.
Well, best of luck to you and her both.
Yeah, good luck. Have good marriage.
Arcuda Chien says, by the way, I know who you are on the Discord. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your names. Thank you so much. They say, since Josh doesn't like doing this, I'm going to chill for him. Y'all should join the Patreon and join us in the Inner Circle Discord. Yeah, we have lots of good times and good conversations there. And somebody says you have excellent taste in games.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of been all Elden Ring all the time. But, I throw in some other things for flavor.
And I'm going to go ahead and try turning off the scan lines, and we can see how you like that. And Green Fizz Tiger says, have you ever considered covering the Kirby series? Oh, absolutely. I could cover the Kirby series, no prob.
Who doesn't love talking about Kirby?
You really never hear anybody with a bad thing to say about, the Kirby series.
What kind of monster would bully Kirby?
I think the most controversial Kirby game I can remember was Air Ride,
yeah.
and even that stopped being controversial after a decade or two.
Mm-hmm.
Darkwing Spartan says, "Caw!
Caw!" Give the people what they want.
Yeah. But yeah, I sort of thought it might be fun to do, try to do a commentary track, of the episode. Oh, whoops. I died.
Did you fucking eat it?
Dead mom.
Aww.
We're supposed to kill Kitty, not kill them both. No, I'm not gonna maintain that the whole time. But just for now.
You say that you don't do it naturally all the time.
I mean, it would be awfully funny if I did it this way enough that, losing Kitty was just baked into my muscle memory and I did it without thinking.
It's in your blood to sacrifice him.
On those rare DK barrels that you can't skip.
Yeah.
I'll keep him this time, and then I've already lost him. The bitrate killer area. Oh, yeah, that's the snow. I know what you mean. Sorry about that. Oh, and here we go with Murky Mill. And we'll get the DK barrel this time. We don't completely hate Kitty anymore. I guess that's something I could talk about, is how I actually feel about Kitty Kong at this point. Oh yeah, I also got a comment from somebody who thought that, I was playing I was playing or I had made, an edited version of the game that just didn't have Kitty in it. Oh, see, that sucks so bad, because if you get scared above an enemy and you fall on it, you still, that still damages you. Actually, I think what you're supposed to do there is just get it out of the light. Yeah, like that.
I like Ellie. I too am nervous.
Thank you so much, Dio, both for the super chat and the comment. They say, having never played DKC3, I can say your prank was so effective that I didn't know I was being pranked. Like I said, that's given, that was sort of the whole conception of the episode, that is, the best compliment you can give me. Is that people didn't even notice, or that they didn't notice until, near the end, or, until a certain point in the episode. kind of gotta pay a little bit of attention to what I'm doing here.
Here, I can help every now and then.
Oh yeah, if you want to keep an eye on the chat. If you're sure you're okay not playing Chrono Trigger for a while.
I mean, for a minute.
Somebody asked, when did you when did you decide not to include Kitty whatsoever? Before I even started working on the episode. That was, like I said earlier, that was the central idea that got me like, okay, I should do this episode. Was like, okay, I could do an April Fool's Day gag where I actually like get my modern like feelings out on DKC3 and talk about it, but I do not include or talk about Kitty whatsoever in the entire episode. And I know some people were like expecting me to like mention him at the end, or to like make it more of an obvious gag or build up to it or something. But like I said, I felt the further I went to not have Kitty in it at all, to just act like he does not exist in this universe, the funnier it would be, at least to me. And I think there's sort of an underlying meta joke there that the only way that I'm capable of being nice and being fair to Donkey Kong Country 3 is if I invent a universe where Kiddy Kong never existed. And boy, the links I went to. So yeah, not only did I have to, of course, play through the whole game while avoiding every DK barrel and like never ever getting Kiddy Kong. I also had to edit the title screen. I went to the library to print off a cartridge label because I was hoping they would have like high quality glossy paper, but they didn't. They just had regular paper.
They're not gonna give you anything for free.
Well, they didn't. I still had to pay money to print it. I really could have just done that at home.
They're not gonna give you anything high quality and glossy. That'd be like $80 probably.
I think my college had printing like that. But the public library doesn't. And then just like there were times too where I would go into a level and discover that okay, the game expects you to have Kiddy Kong for this section, so I will go in and I will set it up in such a way that it looks like the level does not require him. A good example of that is the second lakeside level in the first world. Can't remember what it's called right off. It's the one with the tide at the bottom of the screen. It opens with you needing to like use a team throw to get a steel drum to kill a coin. So I meticulously went in, got Kitty, got the steel drum, put it in front of Dixie, lost Kitty, and then stood there for a second so I could fade in on it. Just to like maintain, just in case, I don't even know if I used that footage, but just in case I wanted to pretend, I wanted to show that that fade in and act like Kitty didn't exist. And just for a bonus, if you look at most of the footage of DKC 1 and 2, I also made every effort to not have, to not show, like, the partner Kongs in either of those games too. I didn't stick to that as meticulously, but I kind of wanted there to be this idea that like, there is no maybe I'm in a universe where there just was no team-based gameplay in Donkey Kong Country games to begin with.
Oh, did you read off the super chat?
I don't think I did. No.
I can get it. Wow, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry in advance. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay.
Lonks Venture Keep says, I binge all your videos from time to time. I need to see your Metroid Dread video.
It'll happen.
Lonks.
No, I am fully committed to doing like videos on all mainline Metroid games from here on. You don't got to worry about that. Mm-hmm. It's just like I said earlier, I like for my videos to be retrospectives and not reviews, and I don't I don't want to make a video that's like grossly affected by release hype or recency bias. I kind of like them to be retrospectives. Content. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta tell them about my favorite thing that you did with Transparency's thumbnail.
Oh yeah, jeez.
That's my favorite one, and you didn't tell them. Okay, listen, this one's good.
Okay, so you know, about the midpoint of the video, I want to shout out Transparency, because...
They're so good, I love their videos. Alicia and Kiki forever.
Yeah.
Another Alicia. That makes us rivals, but in, like, the friend way.
The friendly rivals. So I wanted to shout out their videos, and I was in the middle of editing, and for about 2 seconds, I show, like, their channel page, and I got to looking at it, and I'm like, oh no, wait a minute.
Yeah, you guys, a lot of you guys might have missed this one, because it's really subtle.
It's so subtle,
it's so dumb.
but like I said, it was funny to me, so I went to the trouble. I show their videos, and in their thumbnail, of course,
Transparency's here! Hello, Transparency!
Oh, hello, Transparency! So, like, for about 2 seconds, you could see Kiddy Kong in their thumbnail. And I was like, well, this absolutely won't do. So I had to go in and, like, as best I could, recreate their thumbnail using, like, my render of just Dixie in the boat. And the lines are... It's so small, I don't know if you can even tell this. It's hardly perfect. The lines are pretty... are a little wonky.
I think it's great. You did a great job. It's really funny. Just the lengths you went to preserve the joke.
Yeah, I have got no comments on that one. So
edit him out. You edited him out of somebody else's thumbnail.
Well, yeah. See, I was terrified that somehow I was going to miss one, you know?
Yeah, I know. No, it's just...
So I was really paying attention to that.
It's just so beautiful.
Dude, it's late for Transparency.
Ooh, yeah, wow. Oh, a shout out to Hammer Kirby. They say, when's the Secret Rings video coming out? Winky face.
Yeah, you know, I have like
Oh, Transparency didn't notice the changed thumbnail.
Oh, you know, of everyone I was hoping you...
Sorry to interrupt you.
Of everyone, of absolutely everybody, that edit was almost made just for you, because I knew it was so subtle that it was... so I'm really glad you're here. And got to find out about it this way.
I'm glad we got to tell you.
Because I was like, man,
my favorite gag.
Man, Transparency is the only ones who would possibly notice this. But yeah. Well, thank you for being here so late, and also, like...
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks again for, like, making your DKC3 video in the first place, because, like I said, I probably would have done it eventually, but I probably wouldn't have gotten the gears turning, and I wouldn't have done it right then.
And also, I loved your video about Tunic. It was so good.
Oh, yeah,
we love all your videos. You guys are so great.
See, now we're in, Squeals on Wheels. At least it's the last of the mill stages, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the mill aesthetic is not my favorite. Of all the rustic aesthetics, you know.
Also, I've noticed, like... I really need to check on the original cartridge. DKC3 usually is said to have, like, a little bit more slowdown than DKC 1 and 2. And I think that's generally true. But I feel like it had... Oh, I missed one. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
So if you miss one, you gotta go back and look around for it. I feel like I'm seeing more slowdown here on the Wii Virtual Console than I did on the Switch in SO. And I'm wondering how that compares to the original cartridge. Oh, also another really hilarious, like, I view this as a compliment. I think it's hilarious. I've gotten some comments from people who have not noticed the cartridge label being changed in the video, but they do notice that it's a reproduction cartridge. So they
call you out.
Yeah, so they're like, hey, you have a DKC3 repro cart. I can't really blame you considering how expensive retro games are getting, but...
It's like, oh, a repro card.
Oh! That is a reproduction cartridge, but it's a reproduction cartridge of Earthbound that
Yeah, you want to talk about luxury prices for a cart, my god.
Exactly. And so I just took the label off of that one, and it did not look anything like the real Earthbound anyway, and I think I should be able to fairly easily get it back on if I want to, but yeah, that's what that actually is. I do, of course, still actually have the real DKC3 as well. I just couldn't show that cartridge.
You've had that since you were a youth.
Somebody pointed out why I missed the rat. Okay, so I guess...
You can't, like, logically make someone like Kiddy Kong.
What do you mean?
Like, they're trying to show you how Kiddy Kong is useful.
Yeah.
And how you need them, actually. But you can't logic somebody into that, I don't think.
So, remind me after this stage, I will sort of explain... I'll sort of do... If I was never, ever going to mention Kitty at all in the episode... But if I had, I can tell you some of the things I would have said.
A lot of people really want to know what your beef is with Kitty. Like, do you want to clear the air? Do you want to like?
And see, that's kind of
been your piece.
That's kind of been a little bit surprising too, because if you want to know my beef with Kitty, like I sort of went into this assuming that people would know my beef with Kitty, because like. I kind of, like, have over the years... I feel like it's part of my gimmick at this point. I feel like because it's what people expect, I kind of play off how much I hate Kiddy Kong to a degree, like, more than I actually do, and I feel like it's pretty well known.
Oh, Transparency said you could have shown the legit cart with your thumb over Kitty. That would have been funny.
See, that was actually my first thought, was that I could just do that. But then I was like, no, the more effort I go to...
Yeah, the funnier it is.
the more I will make myself laugh, even if nobody else even notices. The more fun I'll be having.
Well, Outlander says that he thinks the beef with Kitty is pretty self-evident. I mean, just look at him.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Now I don't have to be the bad guy.
No.
Also, there's somebody on Twitter called Kiddy Kong Facts, I believe.
Yes.
Who is... And I thought of them very specifically while making the episode as well. Because they always used to call me and, I think his name is John Cartwright, former editor for Nintendo Life. They call both of us out constantly because we're like public figures who hate Kiddy Kong. So they're always like down on it, and it's in a playful way. It's never like...
Of course, there's no actual hate here.
So, I saw Kiddy Kong Facts on Twitter said something like, I feel like making a video praising DKC3 this much while completely ignoring Kitty is the perfect April Fool's Day joke that you could play on me personally.
Yeah. There are some Kitty defenders here, though. Like, Freezer says...
Get out!
Freezer says Kitty is cute. Empty Jar says, no, Kitty is beautiful.
So, let me talk about Kitty. Should we talk about Kitty?
I think it's time.
Okay, so the first... And like, a lot of this, too, a lot of the reason that I felt like I was okay not addressing it, like, even indirectly in the episode, is because I talked a lot about Kitty in the original episode anyway. So, like, if that's... And I feel like a lot of that stuff... A lot of sort of the backstory to that is still pretty valid and hasn't changed. I didn't like Kitty right from the jump. Of course, when I first read the press release online, and by the way, in the new episode, when I show that press release, I have edited all mention of Kiddy Kong out of it. Which is yet another
layer.
Yeah, yet another measure that nobody has noticed, and I'm very happy nobody has noticed it.
Oh, thank you, King of Cucumbers. He says, hi, Alicia. Hello, King of Cucumbers.
And thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
But from the first time I saw Kitty, so the first time I saw him, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like an in-game screenshot. It was that render, I think, where he's, like, reaching out of the boat and grabbing a banana. And, yes! And you can see, like, all of the horrifying inside of his pre-rendered mouth.
Of his little meaty mouth.
Yeah, and it's way too big and and it was just something really unsettling and uncanny about it.
Something primal. No, I don't think I've even seen that, and just thinking about it is, like, making me recoil.
Yeah, so the initial read was just poor. And then when the game came out, of course, I mean, he doesn't look as horrifying in like this little like pre-rendered sprite form, of course. He's a little better in game. Cuz you can't see all those fine details, you see. And in this case, that's a godsend.
Fine detail.
But the other thing is just mechanically. Here's the thing. Here's Here's the mechanical problem, the gameplay problem with Kitty. He runs. I think either him or Dixie might walk faster. I think he might walk faster than Dixie, but like, how fast are you going to be walking in these games anyway? They both run at the exact same speed. The only advantages that Kitty has is that he can jump on one enemy that Dixie can't. I think there's only one enemy in the game like that. It's those big, meaty blue dudes. Meaty might be the word of the day here. The other advantage he has is that he can pick up when he picks up barrels, he moves at full speed. Which is nice, but in DKC2, Dixie would also move at full speed when picking up barrels, and they nerfed her like carrying object movement speed just to give Kitty that advantage.
Boo! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Boo.
In addition to that, of course, like, so because they move at the exact same speed, like, Kitty doesn't usually have the inherent, like, in DKC and DKC2, if you wanted to go faster, which I often did, of course, then Diddy was the character you wanted to play as. And if you wanted, like, more fine movement control in DKC2, like, more, you know, make platforming easier, make longer jumps, then, of course, Dixie had the helicoptery hair thing. In DKC3, Kitty's advantages are very, like, they're situational, because there's a really, really cool thing that Kitty can do, and that's this. Oh, well, screwed it up. You can see how often I play as him. I was doing it earlier, but now I'm thinking too hard about it. Well, he can skip across water, hypothetically. He can, I can't.
Oh, that's why someone was saying he's like Jesus in the chat. I was like...
There we go, now I'm doing it.
to each his own.
And, like, this is a super, super cool move, and I really enjoy using it. But there are so few places in the game where it really comes in handy that it's a bit of a problem. So
people are saying he can swim.
Well, yeah, but
I thought they all can swim though.
Yeah, Dixie can also swim.
Yeah, look at him go.
What I'm saying is just he doesn't. Oh yeah, and also his hitbox, like compared to Dixie, he's freaking huge. So yeah, in the water levels especially, like he's a much bigger target than Dixie is.
Empty Jar says that's not the only reason he's like Jesus. I'd like to hear the other reasons.
Oh, but yeah, you do have to hit the button to like skip.
It's like a timing thing.
Yeah, if you don't hit it, you just roll into the water like that. But, you know, in most places where that would be useful, you can also just do this. So
yeah.
But one thing I will give DKC3 is this. It did a better job than any of the other games at like emphasizing it. How do I put this? Giving you a reason to have both Kongs by making them do different things. Like in DKC2, the team throw was exactly the same regardless of who you used. But in this game, I don't know, I think this is the end of the stage, so I'll just show it off. The team throw, love that animation.
Oh my god.
It really, like, the double trouble is that Dixie is both going on an adventure to find DK and Diddy, but also that she has to babysit this toddler the entire time, who is much bigger than she is. So when you throw him, he comes down and like ground pounds, and that can break like certain floors. Though again, that is extremely situational. And also I find that like both cases where you need to water skip and cases where you need to actually use that, they sort of stop showing up as you get later in the game. So again, it's very situational. And then Kitty's team throw works exactly like DKC2's did, where you throw Dixie somewhere and then you go there. So at least there's a reason to have both of them.
Okay, so we have a few more ways that Kitty Kong is like Jesus.
Okay, this is what we're talking about. Hey, it is Easter weekend, so...
It is! One Splee 16 says, unfairly maligned in his time, like Jesus.
Okay.
Kitty Kong is castigated in front of his peers, says Callus Conju. And Transparency says, like Jesus, Kitty turns water into purple pipeline liquid.
That's Kitty's fault, you think?
So thank you for answering my question.
Kitty and Dixie together can also do this, but as far as I know, it's cute, but I don't think there's anywhere where you need to do it.
Yeah, but Yuka and Laylee doing it is way cuter.
Yuka and Laylee doing it is way cuter.
If it was Dixie and Yuka, that'd be freaking adorable.
Oh, that DKC ukulele crossover we've all been dreaming of.
Kitty Kong is also a carpenter, says Wigwort.
You know, that's fair. We don't know what Kitty's been up to in the 25 years since this game came out.
Yeah, what did he grow up to be? What could he grow up to be?
Well, if Kitty Kong is Jesus, then I guess using the Mary code is very appropriate, actually.
Yeah, it's his birthday. I guess.
Well, no, he is not literally Jesus. He's like Jesus. That's what we're agreeing on.
Oh, my bad. I'm mixing the metaphors. Oh, Calum Buddy. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Calum.
How does Dixie walk in midair, and how does she fling herself as if someone picked her up and threw her?
Ooh, that's another thing that I would have talked about in the new episode if I was going to include Kitty. It's funny how in DKC 1, like both Kong, like the Kong you're not playing as generally behaved pretty realistically for the most part. In DKC 3, like it got worse as it went on. And by this point, yeah, whoever you're not playing as is basically just like walking in place even when you're not moving.
Why though?
Kitty never grew up, unlike Tiny. Oh god.
We don't talk about how Tiny grew up.
Oh! That was so weird! Because Dixie was also in that game, and she's supposed to be the older sister, so...
I mean, I wouldn't like to see them womanly extend Dixie.
Well, no, me either! It's just... What a weird thing to do.
Yeah, what a weird... You know what our monkey game needs? Sex appeal. If Kitty is Jesus, does that mean Dixie is the Virgin Mary?
Well, no, she's not his mom. She's his babysitter.
Yeah, the Virgin Mary was at least a little more involved than babysitter.
Really, my favorite so far is that Kitty was also a carpenter.
Yeah. I feel like the big meaty lips would get in the way of that.
Oh, thank you, big boy.
Oh, thank you, big boy. They say, hey, just out of curiosity, have you played any games? The series doesn't get a lot of love.
I accidentally the whole bottle. Okay, I'm gonna assume either you're doing an accidentally the whole bottle, or you forgot to put something in there. So just normal chat it, and we'll get to you.
It.
Somebody says sex appeal has technically always been a thing in DKC. Listen,
we don't talk about that either.
I don't want anything else shaped like Candy Kong, please.
The Virgin Mary is Funky Kong for just having a cousin all of a sudden, says Boba Fett 72.
There you go.
Funky Kong is the Virgin Mary for several reasons.
Monkey.
Are we gonna get struck by lightning for this?
We're doing it, like, lovingly.
We are doing it lovingly.
Mm-hmm. Also, not until lightning will count.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to make it that far on this turn.
Bomberman games.
Oh, Bomberman games, okay.
Boy. Yeah, that was it. It's okay.
Yeah, the one I played the most as a kid was Bomberman 64. And then it was one of those games where, and I think everyone who's a kid and gets on the internet has an experience like this, where you play a game and you think it's really good, and you love it and you enjoy it, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then you go on the internet and everyone hates it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody was all like, oh, it's not like the classic Bomberman games. They need to go back to the real Bomberman. Which happens over and over and over again since time immemorial.
Yeah, I only really played Bomberman 64 when I was little. With my brother, and I was like 5 and I sucked at it, so...
I would like to... I always wanted to play Saturn Bomberman. I always heard good things about that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, duh, and then when the Switch came out, we got whatever that Bomberman game was. I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah, that one was fun. I like that one.
But Shiori Fujisaki is in it.
Yeah!
That is one of the only games ever released outside of Japan.
We stand the queen.
Featuring Shiori Fujisaki.
Oh, and thank you, McFatson. They say, you may spank it once. I love that meme. You know, with Donkey Kong's thick ass on the pier.
Oh, yeah.
A sentence I didn't think I was going to say today, but here we are.
You were supposed to be playing Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
But now you're talking about Donkey Kong's thick ass.
I like being pulled into goofy conversations. What can I say?
Yeah, Super Bomberman R. That's the one on the Switch.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Snake is also in that game now. They added him eventually.
He's good at bombs.
As voiced by David Hayter again, so that's nice.
Yeah, the icon. Oh, Pi Magna wants to know if you've ever played The Messenger. Which you have.
Which I have.
And you enjoyed.
Yeah, I've played it twice, I believe. Played it all the way through once. Oh. I forgot that he does that. This boss is a lot harder with Kitty.
Yeah, someone else is asking about Hollow Knight, which I have played and you have barely played. So.
Man,
Two sides.
Every single time we do a stream, we get questions about Hollow Knight.
Because Hollow Knight owns.
And I have to tell I'm forced to tell the embarrassing story again of how I started playing it, but then like I kept missing all the maps and got lost.
Yeah, he would get so mad about Conifer? If I'm saying his name wrong, I'm sorry. He's a legend, but like. You know how you don't get a map until you find him and he gives you a map. Well, he was getting so mad because he was like, I don't want to have to find the map.
I can't navigate that well. I need you to just give me the map. And she's always like, but it's so obvious where he is.
You can hear him singing. He goes,
do I look like somebody who can pay attention to anything?
Oh, awesome jacket, dude. Thank you. I'm sure your
you.
jacket is very awesome. They say the Geek Critique and people in YouTube live chat look up a new place on YouTube for an awesome Donkey Kong Country 2 fan sprite animation.
Well, thank you so much. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it sounds super cool.
After the stream.
Arcuda Chien, thank you so much. I know Josh is saving his opinions on Metroid Dread for the video, but Alicia, what are your opinions in it? Oh, I love it. I think it's great. I haven't beaten it yet because, I don't know. I have a hard time beating games sometimes, but I love it. It's great. It's like everything I wanted it to be. Yeah,
please no Dread spoilers, everyone.
Yeah, I haven't beaten it.
And actually, if you wait a while, maybe you'll see her beat it. Ooh. That's a hint. That's a hint for something we got planned.
And it's got at least there was a bird dad in there. So, is that a spoiler that happens like right at the beginning?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a spoiler. That was in the trailers. I wouldn't call that a spoiler.
And when I saw him, I was like, there he is. I'm home.
There he is.
But yeah, no, I loved it. Like, the atmosphere is top notch. I love Samus's new suit. It's so cool. And I know some people don't really like the Emmys, but I think they're really neat. But I do appreciate that they're just confined to Emmy zones, because if I had to worry about them all the time...
Oh god, that would be so exhausting.
Yeah.
They could just happen at any time. Yeah, I'm not going to go into any, like, details on Dread at all, but I will say Dread is actively competing for the spot as my favorite Metroid game. So... I don't know if it'll end up there. That's why we wait for a while and have a retrospective.
Yes. Oh, Transparency says that they're gonna go to bed now. Good luck, Baby City Kitty Kong. Thank you for being here, Transparency.
Thank you for being here, and thanks again for the video.
Yeah, it was great. Have a good night.
Oh, speaking of that, that reminds me, I didn't get to the other reason I held such resentment toward Kitty Kong. And that was...
Kitty Kong is in Dread.
Oh, God!
Yeah, shouldn't he be, though?
I would have come upstairs screaming had that been the case. You would know that. Kitty Kong is actually one of the Emmys.
Oh god. Oh god, can you imagine that hunting you through a vent? Trying to suck out your DNA.
But no, this is one of the biggest reasons I held such, like, unreasonable resentment as a child toward Kitty Kong. Was that, you know, Dixie was immediately became, after DKC2, one of my all-time favorite video game characters. And I was so excited that she, much like Dixie much like Diddy had, was going to, like, graduate to starring in her own game and being a video game hero. Mm-hmm. And then, what did the marketing of DKC3 do?
Yeah.
They were like, a female character? Oh, we can't possibly have that here in, like, 1996 on the Super Nintendo. So, if you look up the American ad for DKC3, not only is it kind of weird and kind of terrifying in that way that lots of Nintendo's Play It Loud ads were, but it also says the line, and I quote, Donkey Kong Country 3, starring Kiddy Kong.
You liar.
And much like me, they have edited the box.
Yeah.
But they haven't edited Kiddy off of the box. They've edited the subtitle off so that you can't see the Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
It's not like games starring girls were like a foreign concept then. Like, I mean, we had Samus.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you don't really know she's a girl unless you know, but that still really sucks.
But I'm sure in '96 the marketers looked at that and were like, oh no.
Yeah.
So they really emphasized Kiddy as like the star of the game in the marketing. Most ads weren't that overt about it, but they really focused on him.
But that one right there, wow, that's... And like, why would Kiddy Kong make it more appealing over Dixie? I mean, look at him.
Yeah, in the original episode, I had this line that was like, in 1996, babies were more appealing game heroes to marketers than women.
Yeah, like, what the heck?
So, that was the other reason that as a kid I was like, Kiddy, I don't like him, he's...
You resented him for taking the spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. Because I already didn't like Kiddy, and now they're trying to tell me that he's the star?
Like, no, this is Dixie's Dixie's ride. She's in the cockpit.
And that may be why multiple times in the script I just referred to it as Dixie's game. Because it's Dixie's game, damn it.
Dixie's game.
Kiddy Kong doesn't get a game.
Oh, thank you, Caleb Buddy. That he says they actually edited the box to add Kiddy Kong.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. That explains it. Sorry, I was misremembering. But yeah.
Oh, Badger's Corner says, IDK, Jesus makes most things more appealing.
Another thing I didn't talk about in the episode was coin. These guys.
Oh.
In DKC2, DK coins were like hidden in the level. In DKC3, these guys are not usually so much hidden, but there's some kind of a puzzle that you have to use. You have to hit them in the back with a steel drum. And I think when it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. A lot of the time, it seems like a little bit of an afterthought because it's just, oh, well, here's a drum, here's a wall, bouncing off the wall. But some levels do a little something more with it, like this one, which I'm stalling for time while I try to remember how to do this. Oh, is it this? Yeah, okay, it's this one. So, like in this case, for instance, you have to... I think this is how you do it. You kind of throw this up so it rolls slowly, jump in here. Yep.
I think it should have been Dixie and Funky.
That would have been great.
That would have been cute.
Yeah, a lot of people...
could have been like, radical dicks. And she could have been like, because she doesn't really talk.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, no, Dixie does talk in this game. She does. Your player character does have dialogue in the ending.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, here's an example of the extremely limited times where Kiddy's team throw is useful. Bonk. And you get a bear coin for it. But see, that's what I mean. Like, those situations seem like so... well, for lack of a better term, situational. DKC4, Kiddy's Kremling Crush.
Oh, thank you, Darkwing Spartan. They say, serious question, if Retro were to make a third DKC game with Kiddy as one of the main characters, if not the main one, would you take it?
Yeah, of course I'd take it. Look, I can go back and I can seriously from a geek critique perspective, criticize Kiddy's gameplay and appearance, and I can pull up like my own 25-year-old childhood resentment toward him, and stand by that.
We don't let go of grudges in the geek critique.
But I would never actually pass up a new Donkey Kong Country game just because Kiddy was in it. I would make lots of jokes about it, though.
Yeah, you would.
And see, this is an example where that one's a little more arbitrary. It's just like, okay, well, here's the endlessly respawning steel drum. Here's the coin. You see the coin, you know the steel drum's nearby. I like the ones that are a little more puzzly. But there aren't a whole lot like that.
Yeah. Oh, McFatson, thank you so much. They say, not spoiling Dread, but as a Fusion appreciator, the game gets more and more gratifying as I play.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Now, I love Fusion, so...
Also, I feel like some people might have missed this. Last week, an update to Dread came out that adds a boss rush mode. I think it was last week, I don't know. Recently. And I found that super, super fun. Always wanted something like that in a Metroid game.
Yeah, you're super excited about that.
There's a ROM hack of Zero mission that that acts as a boss rush. That I played quite a bit. Actually, there's also a ROM hack, more pertinently, of DKC 1 and 2. Where you do a boss rush and it, like, times you.
Oh, that's so cool. Every game should have a boss rush.
Especially the Stanley Parable.
Yes.
This is the level that in the video I said made Bobbing Barrel Brawl look like a joke. In terms of, like, how it uses, like, Ellie's abilities.
There she goes. Bash the baddies!
I believe I got a comment saying, and this is something I hadn't really thought about. So, since I didn't think about it, I guess I don't mind it that much, but I do agree. Aw, man. DKC3 kind of focuses so much on Ellie, though, and fairly so, she's great, that there aren't a whole lot of levels, like, with other animal buddies, or at least not, like, as many as there were in DKC2 especially. Like, I can think of a couple of levels with squawks. I can really only think of, like, that one Squitter level in, Oh, I'm blank. You know when you do...
He's too agile.
You know when you try to do two things at once and perform either of them, and neither one of them well?
I think you're doing great.
When you're trying to remember the name of a world and also take out a buzzer. Oh, I bet this waterfall effect is making the stream bad.
Yeah, you gotta pay for these high-powered graphics.
Speaking of which, it's been a while. Let's try turning that Scanline filter back on. I think with pre-rendered games, the BVN filter looks the best. Kind of dark, though. But I find I get used to it pretty quick.
Has a beefy crop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the one enemy type in the game, I believe, 99% sure, that Kitty can jump on, but Dixie can't. The first game had a few of those, though. They had, I believe, clumps and crushes. Crushes for sure. Don't know if I'm getting clumps right. The guys with the helmets!
Yeah, sorry, I never played too much Donkey Kong growing up, so... There's only so much I can add to the discussion of the hard Donkey Kong facts.
No, your childhood Donkey Kong game was Donkey Kong Land 2. We figured out the other day.
Yeah, I played that one a lot. We didn't have the original one on Super Nintendo for some reason.
Yeah, that is pretty surprising. You all did have Chrono Trigger, though.
Yeah, we did. And you know all the Marios, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe my brother thought it was stinky.
Yeah, I don't know. DKC1 was like one of the best-selling Super Nintendo games.
Are you playing this on an emulator?
I'm playing this on the Wii.
Oh yeah.
Which is an emulator, yeah.
ORT451 wanted to know what emulator.
Yeah,
he's playing it on the Wii.
Okay, but I know why you're really asking that. This is the Wii Virtual Console, but it's running through the RetroTink 5X.
Oh yeah, that's why you got all those options.
Which is a prohibitively expensive upscaler. I highly recommend it if you're really into this stuff. It's awesome, but if you don't have a very specific need to either play or capture old school video games on original hardware, then there are probably cheaper options out there. But if you do want to do that, like, yeah, it's absolutely perfect, and I'm really happy with it.
It's really cool. Like, it makes games look so beautiful.
Actually, yeah, this is pertinent to the episode. Like, I talked about in the episode how my Trinitron, my CRT, had broken, like, during production.
Yeah, that was so heartbreaking. He just turned it on, and it had this sultry hourglass figure for a screen. It was very sad.
Yeah, like, I was turning it on, like, specifically to, like, record some footage of DKC3 off of it. So, because I knew I was going to want to talk about the graphics and, like, talk about how games like this look better on a CRT. And then I turn it on and I'm like, well, I guess that's out. But after the episode was done, I went and moved all of my, like, retro consoles, like, to, like, our main TV stand. You know, obviously so I could keep playing them and keep recording them and stuff like that. Meaning, like, I've had the RetroTink 5X now for about a year. I recorded all of Sonic Jam through it, if you want to see more of what it looks like. But this is the first time I've really played a lot of it, like, as intended, I guess, on a modern screen, and yeah, it looks so freaking good. Like, it actually even has a preset. I updated the firmware for it. This FV310 mimics the appearance of the TV that I had that broke.
Yeah.
And does it
it's
pretty well.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really sucks about your TV. I like playing games on it too.
Yeah. Well, Tokimeki Memorial will forever be the last game I played on it before it broke.
And ain't that just appropriate?
Ain't that just appropriate?
The waifus were too spicy. We're too spicy.
There you go. Also, I've had a lot of comments that liked the Tim Rogers shout out and reference. It didn't feel right to even mention Tokimeki Memorial without mentioning Tim Rogers.
We wouldn't have even known about it without him.
Never would have known about it.
Oh, Big Boy. Thank you so much again. Oh my goodness. He says, hey, me again. If you're interested in Bomberman, check out Rife XD's 8.5 hour video where he goes through every single Bomberman game. It's great.
You know, that sounds like the kind of thing that would be great to have on in the background when we're doing other things.
Yeah. Oh, I watched an 8-hour long Resident Evil retrospective that was super good.
Yeah.
By, oh no, what's his name? Noah something Gervais. I have a dumb brain and can never remember his whole name, but just look up Resident Evil retrospective. It'll be right there. You know what? I can do that.
That always happens to me every time I want to, like... Every time I want to recommend somebody, their name slips my brain.
Noah Caldwell Gervais, that's his name. He does really great.
Mechanos, that's the world name I was trying to remember earlier.
He did it!
Well, I didn't really do it, I just got there and read it.
He still did it.
But yeah, just briefly here, I think if I don't move, the stream info should be fine. You can sort of compare, like, how a pre-rendered game like this... Not that this is perfectly mimicking a CRT, but it's doing a pretty damn good job of it.
That looks good.
Like, how like the scan lines and like the video source kind of hides a lot of the like the trickery involved in a game like this.
Bum.
Oh yeah. We were sitting on the couch a while back, and I was going through these options, and she just looks up and goes, "Bum."
It says bum.
Yeah, so using the bum preset.
This is about the only thing I can add to this conversation about filters and whatnot.
Versus what it looks like. You know, just totally blown up raw.
Yeah, the Indigo Bros wants to know what CRT filter you're using.
It's just one of the ones.
It's just one of the RetroTink ones.
Yeah, this is built into the RetroTink 5X.
Yeah.
But since y'all seem to like the bum filter, I will leave it on.
Bum.
And to be clear, it's not bum. That's just what she. That's just how she read it. It's a BVM.
It looks like bum. If it looks like a bum and sounds like a bum and quacks like a bum, it's a bum.
I don't think it quacks at all.
Don't ever correct me again.
If your BVM quacks, then you might need to replace the capacitors.
Oh, Dylan Yoshi, I do want to play Live. How are you supposed to say that, actually?
Live Alive?
Live
I don't
Alive.
know.
I think it's like Live Alive. It looks amazing. I wanted to play it for forever. I'm glad it's finally coming to America. He mentioned that earlier, and I meant to gush about it.
Speaking of bums, I got a comment. I got a comment earlier today from somebody who said since they were a child, they've always seen these owls. what I pointed out were owls with cannons as toilets for some reason.
They do look like little toilets.
Seeing them as toilets firing fireballs, and they never noticed they were owls until I pointed it out.
That's so silly. I love that.
And I love stories like that.
Me too. Oh, definitive dubs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dubs.
They say, "Hi Josh, it's me, miss talking to you. Will you ever review the rest of the Mario RPGs? I want to hear you take a dump on Sticker Star."
At the very least, I will definitely still be doing Superstar Saga. I feel like I owe you guys that one. Mm-hmm. But basically what happened with stickers with that season really was that I started working on it in July of 2020, and like by the time I got done with the first 2 episodes, like basically the pandemic and lockdown and everything had gotten to me so much that like I knew I wasn't doing I tried to script it, but I knew I wasn't doing very good work. I knew I needed to just put it away for a while, step away. So that's what happened with that season, is just that
it was I mean,
I was getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's something everybody has experienced during this.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And then, like, that, sort of the whole theme of last year, like, about a year ago, was just sort of similar to that I'd be like, okay, I have this great idea for an episode, and I'd try to start working on it, and I could not get into it, I could not, but fortunately, I feel like I've really, like, regained my moxie.
Yeah. The DKC, I mean, I'm biased, but I think the DKC3 video was amazing.
Well, you would.
I am nitpicking and biased.
But no, I've gotten a lot of very nice comments on it, like people saying that they think it's one of my best episodes, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I remember. I think it was while we were streaming a while back. Like I was feeling so down for a while. Like unconsciously, I was just sort of coming across like I was down on myself.
Yeah.
To the point that like the chat was pointing it out and reassuring me.
Yeah, it was just a rough time.
But yeah, so that's what happened with Superstar Saga.
But we're back, boy.
But I will definitely still be doing Superstar Saga, and you know, never say never. As much as I enjoyed Paper Mario, I definitely would like to do 1000 Year Door as well.
Yeah, we're gonna be trying to stream more consistently too.
Because I've never played a single second of 1000 Year Door.
Which is wild, because that's the most famous one.
You had to kill those enemies, so I failed the bonus stage.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know. But by the way, I think we're going to call it a night after I get done with this world. So, there's still some time. I think I'm only on like the 2nd or 3rd level. But if there's anything else you want to talk about in regards to the episode, or I guess in regards to anything else.
Mm-hmm. Like how good Ranking of Kings is. Have you guys been watching that anime? It's so good.
Oh, it has been a while since we've shoehorned an anime discussion.
I cried like at least once for the first 7 episodes. It was so good. And now I'm all caught up and I want to cry. Again. For different reasons.
Because you can't watch it anymore.
Exactly. Look how happy he is.
This level reminds me of another review I watched recently. Can't remember who it was by. It was a kind of an old... Like, I watched it after I got done with my episode, because I was like, ooh, I wonder what this person says about DKC3. And they were complaining a lot about quote-unquote screen crunch. Which is... It's basically complaining that the game is in 4x3. More or less.
That's so weird.
Well, I think, okay, it comes from a couple of places. One, games nowadays, by and large, do not focus on twitchy reaction times as much as they used to.
That is true.
And the biggest reason for that is, one, I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. But two, like, modern televisions add input latency, and not everybody, like, most modern TVs have a game mode that will, like, reduce that quite a lot. Not entirely eliminate it, but more or less eliminate it. You'd really have to be looking for it. But of course, a lot of people don't know that.
Yes, I always say that.
Yeah. But anyway, I remember they were complaining specifically about those toboggan levels and using them as an example of bad screen crunch. And I mean, you just hit the buttons. You just react to the timings. I don't know.
Oh, Akuda Chien wants to know if we're gonna do any party game Patreon streams in the future, like more Jackbox stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those are great for.
Yeah, we had such a good time the last time we did that. Why haven't we done that in a while?
Then I also want to play WarioWare with you.
Yeah.
You are my greatest opponent in WarioWare.
I love WarioWare.
After almost 20 years of loving, I think it's Mega Party games on the GameCube. Mm-hmm. Like, there is finally somebody who can compete with me, and it is my wife.
Yeah, it's me. Oh, have a good night, Kai Master.
Have a good night.
Key Master. They said they're heading out. But yeah, but I gotta start playing WarioWare Inc. on the GBA again.
You gotta
my training.
You gotta practice.
Oh, Azriel Kirasame wants to know, I would really like to know if you are planning to play or have played Deltarune. We have played Deltarune. We beat it as soon as it came out.
Oh yeah, Deltarune.
Oh, it was amazing, boy.
Deltarune Chapter 2 was like one of my favorite gaming experiences last year.
Oh, it was so good, dude.
And I think I played through it about, God, like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, Erwigwert, I'm probably butchering that, sorry, wants to know if you enjoyed the Wii WarioWare game. We played that one.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask if I enjoyed the Wii.
Well, we all know you enjoyed the Wii.
Yeah, of course. Like, that was, that WarioWare game for the Wii, Smooth Moves, that's what it was called. That was like the first big Wii game that came out after launch. So
yeah,
all the early adopters were very excited about it, about having something else to play on what had to that point been their Twilight Princess and Wii Sports machine. You can just you're supposed to take that guy out with that TNT barrel, but you can also just clip behind him.
Yeah, the first game I got with my Wii was Twilight Princess.
That's the first one most people got.
Mm-hmm. I was so excited. I heard those friggin' deer goats so good.
You know, I actually didn't get a game with my Wii. I just had Wii Sports for a while.
Really? Oh, man.
Well, I got it as a... I got it using money that I had received for my 19th birthday, so I had, like, I think I had just enough to get the Wii, but not enough to get a game with it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh, no, actually, the first game other than Wii Sports I got was technically Super Mario 64, because I bought that on the Virtual Console. Yeah. I did not have enough for, like, a $50 game, but I did have enough left over to get Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And then I think I rented Sonic and the Secret Rings, and that was that was the first game I played on my Wii besides Wii Sports.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with everybody. I'm doing my best.
You're doing a great job. You are absolutely invaluable. It's very, very hard to keep up with the chat and play the game at the same time.
Gamers.
Oh, Azrael asks, very appropriate name to be asking about this, by the way, Azrael. Will I do a video on Deltarune? You know, I have, for years now, I've had an idea for a video about Undertale.
You have. You've been talking about it.
I've probably talked about it on stream at some point before. But I'm not going to talk about it right now because, like, It just seems it's yes to put it to put a pin on it. I will probably do some sort of a video about Deltarune and or Undertale at some point.
Oh, Freezer says my first non-Wii Sports game was Carnival Games. That's so rough.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what Carnival Games is.
It's like one of those shovelware type deals.
Well, the
Wii
had a lot of that.
I know, but you yeah. Luigi Pepper, oh my goodness, thank you so much. They say, hey Josh,
that's very generous, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Say, hey Josh, love the new video. I had a weird question that's been stuck in my brain. What do you want from Prime 4? I'm very excited for it, and I don't know what I want / don't know what a modern Prime game will look like.
You know, that's sort of the interesting thing about it at this point is that, like, the Prime games, like the original Metroid Prime series is like old enough now that if a game came out and was just exactly like that, I feel like it would not get raked over the coals so much as people would just sort of be like, well, I think that's sort of the challenge the developers face. It's sort of similar to the challenge that I think Retro itself faced when they made Metroid Prime originally, is like, how do we take this concept and, like, and that's also probably what's taking so long with it, by the way, I would suspect.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a hard one. Like, they're gonna have to modernize it in some ways. But,
like, as long as it's been since we saw that logo and we've just heard, like, no specific info about it since then, like, I at least get the feeling that they're obviously really taking their time with it because they know they have to get this one right. I think that's very important. In terms of what I want out of it, I guess for me, I would just say something that, like, I hope that it... See, it's tough for me to say because I feel like if I got exactly what I wanted out of it, it would it might run the risk of disappointing people who like Metroid Prime. Not that I don't like Metroid Prime, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But basically,
You want 360 no-scope.
I want 360 no-scope, yes. I want a twitchy action shooter. I want to hold the left trigger halfway down and have the computer aim at things for me. I want headshots, obviously.
Oh god, crits.
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 It'd be cool. I want to play as, like, a military man. I want to play... bring back Adam Malkovich and let me play as him instead of Samus.
I can't even joke.
You can't.
I feel like if actually joking about that might put some kind of evil vibes into the air and make it happen. Just let him be in the computer. He's fine there.
I'm sure. Listen. Adam Malkovich, as he appeared in Other M, is not going to be in Prime 4. You have nothing to worry about.
That's it. Going right back in the computer. He's fine. Oh geez. The Chicken Lord wants to know, did the Sonic 3 special stages make you motion sick as well when you were a kid, Josh?
They did. I didn't have a problem with them. Not really sure why. Now I'm trying to think of something in a game that did make me motion sick when I was a kid, if there was anything.
The only time I ever got motion sick playing games is when I would play my GBA during a long car ride. Something about it.
Oh yeah, you struggle to look at things during car rides.
I do. I don't know what it is.
But I don't know. I mean, I played the Virtual Boy as a kid, so
yeah.
My eyes were fucked up from the beginning.
You have a stomach of steel. Ooh, the Spy Family anime has started. If you guys want a cute, fun time, you fucking check out some Spy Family. Anya, that's my daughter now. That's my daughter. I love Spy Family. It's hilarious. It's heartwarming. It's got a spy dad. It's good.
Anyway, in terms...
And an assassin mother and a psychic child. Cavorting together under one roof. If that sounds like your bullshit, check it out.
Ooh, another thing I've gotten a lot of comments on and been criticized for, although not harshly, nobody's been mean about it, but my pronunciation of this boss enemy.
What?
I consistently pronounce him Chaos. And people say he's supposed to be pronounced Chaos. And you're probably right about that. I'll give you that. It probably is supposed to be Chaos. But my thought process here is, one, there are already a lot of things in video games that are called Chaos.
There are many Chaos.
So, just to differentiate him for one. Secondly, because I get the feeling because his name is always written in all caps that it's like an acronym for something like Kremling Automated Operating System.
Yeah,
this
probably.
is this is
I like
just.
that.
I don't think this is from anything official. I think this is just me making it up. But because of that, to emphasize the acronym status of this, say it Chaos. Kind of like
Chaos.
GLaDOS from Portal,
Yeah.
right?
Pimpo! Hello, Pimpo. They say Spy Family is my favorite non-traditional RPG. Listen.
Oh shit!
We're letting that
We're bringing it
rest.
back.
We're not doing that anymore.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that one in a long time.
Dr. Mad, hello! It's so good to see you. They say, had a stressful day, so happy to have a happy evening watching a TGC stream.
Thank
We're glad
you.
you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mad. Happy to help take the edge off.
Yeah, we
Non.
like to spread smiles.
Non-traditional RPG. Oh, that made me smile real big. Thank you for that one.
Spy Family's good, okay?
Okay.
Besides the dunking on me.
All right. It's we'll take a little more time. We'll I know I said I'd cut it off at the end of that, but I just looked at what time it is, and it hasn't been quite as long as I thought it had been. Oh, I love that Funky says "wahey" here, because that would become a rare staple.
Wahey!
In Banjo-Kazooie in particular, characters say it all the time.
Yeah. Darkwing Spartan wants to know, so Alicia, since Josh hasn't streamed since it came out, what'd you think of Shin Megami Tensei 5? I love Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's just really hard, so I have to take breaks. I don't know if I can handle playing Elden Ring and that at the same time, but it's so
Understandable.
good. Oh, man. The world design, the atmosphere, the combat. I mean, it's like a revamped Shin Megami Tensei 4, and I love that one.
I saw somebody said, "Who is that blue GK next to Dixie?"
We don't speak his name.
You know, I genuinely do. So I can't remember who it was. This was a while back now. Somebody said that it should have been Dixie and Funky. I really like that idea. People always say that, like, okay, why? Like, I hate Kitty, so they should have just made it DK and Dixie, and that would have been really cool. But here's the issue with that: Donkey Kong's star power is so high that there's no way he couldn't star in the game if that was the case.
Mm-hmm. But
Like-
Funky Kong.
Like he would almost automatically overshadow anyone else if he was the main character or if he was playable in the game. DK ain't playing second banana to anybody. It's in his contract.
Yeah. He's got creative control, brother.
But yeah, you could put Funky Kong in there. You could give DKC3 a new funky mode, like 25 years early.
Yeah, it would rule. Like, he'd just be smiling the whole time, and you'd feel so reassured.
And he'd talk you through your divorce.
He'd talk you through your divorce.
There's this ASMR parody video called Funky Kong Talks You Through Your Divorce.
Yeah, just look it up. It's good.
And it quickly became like one of the definitive portrayals of Funky Kong in our household.
Yeah, just a kind. You're just hanging out at a bar, and he's like, "Hey, I know you've been going through some rough stuff." I sound like Hulk Hogan, but that's not what he sounds like.
That's not what he sounds like.
Oh, Arcuda Chian wants to know, Alicia, would you recommend SMT5
Okay.
to someone as their first non-Persona SMT game? Yeah, I think 4 and 5 are probably the most accessible ones. I mean, 3 is really good too. Honestly, you could probably... 3 is so iconic. You know, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I would want to say start there. But if you want something that's a little more modern, you really can't go wrong with 4 or 5. Like, seriously, any one of those.
I would say whatever you do, just don't start with Jack Bros on the Virtual Boy because
You're gonna be very confused.
because once you've played the best, there's nowhere to go but down. You know.
Elliot Freed says, I watched Funky Kong Talks You Through Your Divorce before I played a single DK
Oh, no.
game.
Well, hey, I mean, that's a good introduction to the series. I feel like that spot where I just died there gets me every time, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So get ready to watch me repeat that sequence like 8 times in a row.
Kaworu Bunga. We have seen caring and supportive Funky Kong takes you to the airport.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Sequel! Aren't you on like a motorcycle with him?
I think so. It's been a long time since we watched it.
But yeah, Lizard and Crimson. I'd say start at Nocturne. Nocturne's so freaking good, and you can get it on the Switch now, and it's a really good remaster. It looks
See,
so nice.
if you bounce off that Crimbling, you have like a 1-frame window to jump right there. Ooh, that's tough. And we're gonna do the bonus stage again because I mistimed the barrel.
I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it?
Only with Funky Kong.
Only with Funky Kong. And his big loving arms. Lemington wants to know, have you played any of the Mario and Luigi games?
Yes, I have. Well, obviously, I started playing Superstar Saga in 2020 because I was going to make an episode on it, like I said earlier. The one I've played, the only one I think the only one I've played a lot of besides that are Bowser's Inside Story, which I played when it came out, and I did it again. I need to focus. I need to pay attention. I can't be talking when I get there. I need to think about what I'm doing.
No, let's just see you do it forever. Do it forever.
I mean, I have 47 lives. I could do it for a while.
You could do it for a while.
Anyway, I played Bowser's Inside Story at launch. Absolutely love that game. Like, I think I've played it like 2 or 3 times now over the years. Unfortunately, I loved it so much that I got Dream Team when it came out and was really excited about it. Focus. Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, but see, then it immediately happens again. You know what? Let me just focus for a while. I'll come back to talking about Dream Team here in a second. I think I've died more times on this level than I have in the rest of the game combined already. Oh, you can keep talking.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to throw off your focus. Speaking of snow, I made it to the consecrated snowfields today in Elden Ring, so if anyone wants to give me a round of applause, I'll take it. And I got a really cool hat. And yes, I know everyone is playing Elden Ring, but it's great! I don't care if I'm basic.
Yeah, I don't think you're basic at all.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Play what you want.
Oh, I will. A Lizard and Crimson. Yes, we both played Donkey Kong Land. Donkey Kong Land 2 was like the only one I played.
Okay, Mario and Luigi Dream Team is the one. That's not the one with Paper Mario, right? That's the one where you go into Luigi's dreams. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's that one.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, Dream Team, I was so looking forward to it. And, you know, like I said at the beginning of the DKC3 episode, ooh, it's the one crate! It's the DKC2 crate! All rise for the one DKC2 crate.
Yeah, everyone's clapping for me! Yeah, this isn't about you!
Everyone's clapping for the crate!
Everyone's clapping for me! Don't worry, I won't spoil nothing.
Anyway, the worst thing a game can do is disappoint you, and Dream Team really disappointed me. Mostly because, and I kept waiting, I was so sure that if I just pushed through it, I would end up loving it as much as Bowser's Inside Story. But the tutorials just never stopped. Like, I was like 15 hours, I hit this point where I picked it up, and I started playing it, and I was like 15 hours in, and it was giving me a tutorial. And I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that shit's always brutal. Like, I really enjoy playing, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I was really liking it, but oh my god, the tutorials! So many!
Like, if you watch my Mario RPG and Paper Mario videos, I kind of set up a thread there of, like, talking about how those games do tutorials. And that's because if I ever get to Dream Team, I know that's going to be such a criticism I'll raise with it. Because, like, the games... Like, the Mario RPGs, much like gaming itself, got more tutorial-heavy over time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dream Team was just the point where it was like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah, the Chicken Lord says, I'm better than the DKC2 crate. Go me! But everyone is cheering on the crate.
All hail the crate.
Fair enough.
Also, all hail Perry the Parallel Bird.
He's a good bird.
If Perry the Parallel Bird was like revealed for Smash 6, I would be so happy.
I'd be really happy too.
Oh, and then I killed him. No, Kiddy Kong killed him. That was Kiddy's fault. That wasn't me.
It wasn't.
That
Ooh.
grinning bastard Kitty Kong.
I do have a tip for Elden Ring, though.
welcome to Alicia's Tip Corner.
I saw someone say they're stuck on Margit, and Margit sucks ass. I get that. Go south to the Weeping Peninsula and explore. Just trust me. You just gotta run around, man. But when I went down there, I started finding stuff, having a better time. Just do that, and you'll feel better.
Ooh, I just saw somebody say that they're pretty sure Paper Jam made all the tutorials optional, probably in response to Dream Team. If that's true, I need to play Paper Jam. I had never heard that before.
I'd never heard that before either. Dr. Matt says, did the DK2 crate ever defeat Margit the Fell Omen? Good question.
It might have, we don't know.
That's true, we don't know what it does on its off time.
I could create a character in Elden Ring called the DKC2 crate, and I could go do it.
Please.
By the way, here's another thing that, like, you know, I didn't want the episode to just turn into talking about the GBA version for any length of time. Like, I wanted to talk about it when it was, like... I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I didn't want to totally leave it out, but, like... There were some things that I like, well, that would be hilarious, but this isn't really supposed to be about the GBA version. One of those things is, in this level, listen, when this thing locks on, makes a little sound. For whatever reason, it's been a few weeks now and I can't even remember what it is. In the GBA version, that sound is just, like, over the top and kind of annoying and ridiculous. And I don't know, like, I think it's supposed to be, like, the Kremling behind the barrel, like, laughing or something, but it sounds horrible. I think the thought process on that might have been, like, you know, maybe they want to make sure that even if you're playing in, like, a noisy area, you'll still be able to hear it, maybe, or something. But that was one of the points with the GBA version where I was like, man, what were they going for there?
Oh, we won't go alone wants to know, is Josh playing Elden Ring? He's not, because he's dumb.
I played it a little bit when it came out.
Played it a little bit.
Well, I was working on the episode, for one thing.
Blue, 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 blue.
And then since the episode, lately I've been playing A Hat in Time. Finally.
A Hat in Time does look adorable. I need to play that.
I know I'm the last person to figure this out, but A Hat in Time rules.
Badger's Corner said, damn, if this is Elden Ring, then it certainly has a lot more pre-rendered ape lips than I remember. It's thinking the same thing.
Oh, I get it. Like, is Josh playing Elden Ring? As in, is this Elden Ring?
Yes. The Chicken Lord wants to know, hey Josh, ever play Pac-Man 2, The New Adventure? This crosshair is giving me those vibes.
Ooh, yeah, good point. Although it's not telling me where to go, or like dropping milk bottles on me. This to say, yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
I rented it several times as a kid. Really, really unique game.
It is very weird. I've never played it, but you know, I've seen it. Weird. Pimpo says, Josh, I've been watching your content for 8 years, but after that blatantly false comment about the GBA sound effect in DKC3, I think I might need to unsubscribe.
Oh my.
Well, no, Pimpo, you can't go.
Yeah, you're the one who knows the deep lore. No, really, am I wrong? Is the sound effect not bizarre? If somebody who knows can back me up on this.
Yeah. If you're asking me, you're barking up the wrong tree.
The GBA version also added a new boss, which is
that's cool.
It's cool, but it's also very, very strange because like it very blatantly doesn't match the pre-rendered art style of the rest of the game, so it looks very strange.
Oh, that is strange.
DKC2 GBA also added a new boss, but that one was very hard. I don't remember much else about it besides that.
Oh.
What?
Oh, Alexander Costin says, Controversial opinion. All the worst parts of A Hat in Time are the ones where it directly imitates Super Mario Sunshine, an awful game.
Oh, snap!
So I was like, oh.
So my experience with A Hat in Time so far has been this. When it came out, it was 2017, so I 2017 was like the best year in gaming history, pretty much. So I did not have time to play A Hat in Time when it came out.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
I was very, very busy with endless amazing games to play. I got around to it about a year later, sort of. See, this is one of those things where, like, your memory will play tricks on you. Because I had come to remember that I played A Hat in Time for, like, maybe 2 hours. And it didn't really gel with me, and I didn't really like it. But I looked on my Steam Playtime thing, and it said that I had only played it one time for 30 minutes. which, on reflection, this actually is down to the Discord, is why I'm playing it. Because we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago. By the way, this boss took me forever to figure out the first time. But so I told that exact story, and then I went and looked and like, wait a minute, no, that's not true. So I decided, well, I better get back in there and play it again, and it's brilliant.
It looks really fun.
But I think also, Dustin in the Discord server had kept telling me it was like Super Mario Odyssey, and every time he did that, I was like, oh, well, no wonder, that's why I didn't like it.
Dustin Video Games.
Dustin Video Games, yes.
Why wouldn't you like it? Because it's like Odyssey.
Like Sunshine, rather.
Oh, you said Odyssey.
Yeah, well.
Odyssey.
Much like Kiddy Kong, I like to pretend like I live in an alternate universe where Mario Sunshine never existed.
Aw. One Crew X says, this guy's Metroid retrospective has made me love Metroid. It's like one of the greatest series ever put on YouTube. That's so nice.
That is exceedingly kind, thank you.
What a sweetie.
I think I'm gonna beat this level. and then we'll call it a night. Is that okay?
I think it's okay.
Alright. Well, I was asking you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking the chat to take a vote or something. No, he does not dislike Odyssey. That's why I was confused.
I love Super Mario Odyssey! I just misspoke!
He meant to say Sunshine.
And truthfully, I do not hate Mario Sunshine. I don't... It's just... I played it the day it came out and was really excited about it, and it disappointed me. So there was that whole thing. It was one of those, for one thing. But nonetheless, many, many, many times over the years, I've like gone back and been like, okay, maybe this time I'll get into it. And I never actually do. Which sucks, because it's the one 3D Mario game that I haven't finished. In fact, I think I finished them all multiple times.
Yeah. No, I tried to play it on 3D All-Stars, and I just couldn't get into it. And then that was when you decided we could stay married.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Pimpo says that you have redeemed yourself with your based opinion on Mario Sunshine. So they're resubscribing.
Okay, thank you.
Crisis averted.
I'm relieved to hear that. Now, Mario Sunshine is like the Super Mario Brothers 2 of the 3D Mario games. It's the controversial one. It's the love it or hate it one.
Mm-hmm. I love the aesthetic.
I love... Oh, this was something I was really happy to see. Like, this made me so happy with A Hat in Time. It has, like, you know, Mario Sunshine had those challenge levels where FLUDD was mercifully taken away from you, and you just got to do platforming. Mm-hmm. And they were super, super, super difficult. That was the part of Sunshine that I really liked. And A Hat in Time also has those. So I was very happy to see that. You know we're going through a lull when you start doing the theme song. When you start singing the song.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
But yes, that did save our marriage, Paper Sonic. We were this close.
I mean, we
That's not
weren't
true.
really this close. It's more like I told you...
You stood over my shoulder, glowering at me.
No, I told you when I proposed that this was contingent on you not liking Mario Sunshine.
It was the ticking time bomb over our union.
Yeah, and you said, well, I'll have to play it before we actually get married then. And I said, okay, very well, I accept these terms. And you too accepted the terms, so...
Yes.
Fortunately, 3D All-Stars came out shortly before we got married, and
Yes.
we got to figure it out.
And then blessedly.
Gotta love how Mario Sunshine killed voice acting in Mario games forever.
I know! I'm your mama!
Oh, God!
Iconic. It's iconic.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna call it a night. Let me go back to the
Zoop,
Northern Hemisphere so we can enjoy that music. Donkey Kong Country 3 is a beautiful, incredibly weird, incredibly wonderful game that I enjoy a lot. And I'm very glad that that I was able to go on this journey of discovery and self-discovery and come to appreciate it more than I did as a literal 8-year-old. I no longer hold on to the opinions that I have, cling on to the opinions that I had as a child.
And that's growth right there.
And I've also got questions like, okay, are you going to re-critique, I don't know, like Metroid Prime or Sonic Heroes or something? Like other games that I was critical of. And the thing is, after DKC 3, I kind of knew what not to do on some level.
Yeah.
Like, I never again, like, wrote a script without actually playing the game and making sure that I still felt the same way about it.
OSW review is here. Hello.
Welcome, Nagas!
Happy days are here again.
Love
We love you guys.
OSW, we just yesterday, I mean, God, every time a new OSW comes out,
We sit right down.
we drop everything and watch it. Whatever's going on, it's OSW time.
Yes.
And their Halloween Havoc 98 episode came out on Patreon
so good,
yesterday.
You guys.
And even if you don't like professional wrestling, give them a shot. It is such a fun time. But Halloween Havoc 98 was great because that was like my favorite childhood pay-per-view because I was so into the DDP versus Goldberg match.
And it's a great match.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're happy you could eat here. And thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we're gonna be doing this more regularly.
Yeah, it's been a great time, and I think next we're probably going to play maybe co-op Kirby?
Yeah.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land?
Yeah. Kerbop.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you to all the super chats. Thanks to all the commenters. And thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It's been a great time.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Drink some water. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Oh wait, no, I gotta do the sign off. Man, it's been so long I almost didn't do the sign off.
Listen to the sign off.
Hey, to be fair, in the episode that this is based on, I didn't do the sign off. I just cut it off.
Oh no.
Remember? No, remember, because that was the joke.
Oh yeah, that was okay.
The video ends one frame before Kiddy Kong would have appeared.
Oh yeah. Another good joke.
Yeah. So, because you didn't get it there, you definitely got to get it here. Mm-hmm. Good night, everyone. It's been great. Until next time, you keep geeking. I'll keep critiquing. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye.